Hey guys, welcome back. The last video I uploaded, I literally was supposed to make a video about this, but I just started talking and that whole thing came out. So I had to just let it fly, and whoever needs to hear it, you got your video because I don't know where that came from, but I think that is gonna do well for a lot of people. But what I want to talk about, and please do not get offended with me, it's just, there's just, I'm the person who has to say things that people usually don't say, and I realize it. And I try to stop it. I try to keep my mouth shut. I try to do it. And before we get into it, it's your girl Tally, okay? Back again with another video. Topics near and dear, close to my heart, things that I learn every day from anybody, everywhere, through anyone, and I just want to share it with you guys so you could, let that marinate for you. But as I was saying, don't get offended with me. I realize I'm a person who says things that people don't say, things that are taboo. A lot of times we think that like things of the sexual nature are taboo, but for me, it's like sometimes real basic things are taboo, and I'm gonna show you that right now. But that's who I am. That's who I am. And as the other video, I have to just accept myself. Look, there goes the title. I just have to accept myself for who I am, because I just have to operate in this gift. If I have the gift of being honest, I have to I just have to work in my honesty. I just have to manifest through my honesty, because if God has given me that gift, and it may not be a gift, but it feels like a gift, like the level of honesty that I'm able to operate in, it feels like a gift sometimes. Just like I said, the level of consistency I have in things that I put my mind to, it feels like a gift. It could just be me, but I'm gonna say it's a gift because when I look at other people around me or in life in general, I realize that not many people operate as strongly in that place as me. They operate in other areas strongly. Okay, everybody have their thing. That's what I'm saying. You got to accept yourself, who you are, and whatever thing that comes so naturally to you, you just have to operate in it. And that's usually the vein that you have to find to tap into the life, which is, I guess, the blood, the vein that to, the whole well. You usually have to find a little something to tap into the well. And that's where God wants you. That's where your purpose is. That's where your prosperity is. So that's all I'm trying to do. Just operate in the strongest, in my gifts, in the places that I go hard, like I naturally am strong in. So I'm naturally strong in honesty. All right. And it may sound funny to people, but it breaks my heart how dishonest a lot of people are. It breaks my heart. And I'm 27 years old, and it just started breaking my heart. So obviously I've been naive for a long time, thinking that people were honest naturally, and it's just not true. But before I go on a tangent and make this video about something that is not, I want to bring to you today that the video is people are not going to tell you the truth. And this topic, brace yourself, okay? I don't want you guys to get offended. Listen, nobody is in the room with you, or I don't know if they are, but if you're watching, if you get offended easily, watch this video alone. But it's just you and me here, just you and me. So you don't have to be offended. I'm not telling you this in public, okay? I'm not telling you this with a whole bunch of people. No, it's just me and you. So you don't have to be offended. We're just thinking and going over certain things. And even I'm gonna do this. This is an ongoing thing where you have to continue to check yourself. So here we go. People are not going to tell you the truth. People are not going to tell you the truth. And there's a whole long list of things that people are not going to tell you the truth about. So it's more than I can hit on this video. It's way more than I can ever hit on this video, but I'll just hit what I can, or what comes to me, what I can think of, okay? And here we go. When it comes to how you look, when it comes to your hygiene, when it comes to how you perform anywhere in your life, when it comes to your successes, your achievements in life, people are not going to tell you the truth. For some reason in this world, being truthful is mean. Being truthful is mean. Not many people could handle it. Not many people know how to accept it. Not many people know how to process it. So when you're someone who is like me, who is prone to telling the truth, you can easily be an outcast. You could easily be a misfit. You could easily be someone that people don't want to be around just because you're someone who tells the truth. And it could also come off as disrespect to some people as well. Now, I'm not saying that to excuse any behavior that I may have displayed, because I'm fully aware that also what comes along with the territory of people who are very honest and direct is that we, just like anybody else, sometimes our tone is off and we may be a little disrespectful. I'll always put that in there. Okay, that is something that people who tell the truth have to work on. We have to learn better ways to tell the truth with love and maybe even more respect, maybe sugarcoat it a little bit, but we don't sugarcoat, but just make it a little nice. You feel me? Just find some way to make it a little nice so people don't get offended, even though they're going to get offended anyway. Just somehow find some way to that the delivery is what I'm talking about. The delivery is a little bit softer. And that's really what we struggle with. And we need to work on that. But people are not going to tell you the truth. Okay, the truth is offensive. The truth is disrespectful to some people. The truth is something that you have no business opening your mouth to try to tell them about, that you shouldn't be worrying about it, that you don't know them like that. The truth is just it's taboo. And a lot of people grow up or come up in this world never hearing the truth about nothing, always being used to getting, I guess, being yes men, getting used to people lying to them, people trying to flatter them. And when I say this, I'm not absolved of that. It could be me too. And when I say all of that, when people they're not going to tell you the truth about your appearance, your performance, your hygiene, your achievements. When I say that, we could go through that one by one. When I say people are not going to tell you about how you look, all right, this one hits so close to home for me. But again, I'm going to just give you examples, but you can fill in the blank for your life. Okay, I know me, I've struggled with weight for a long time. And along struggling with weight, I'll just tell you the story that, I've had girlfriends, me and my girlfriends, we going out, we go to parties, get-togethers, go out when I used to go to the clubs, we doing all of those things. And, growing up doing all of those things, I realized that I didn't get as much attention from men, okay? And now that I'm a grown woman, I'm not looking for that attention anymore. You feel me? But when I was a little bit younger, and you're going to those places, of course you want attention. That's just how it goes. So I realized I wasn't getting attention at least from the people I wanted attention from, because I was getting some attention from dudes that I was not attracted to. I'll just leave it like that. And I wasn't getting attention from the guys that I wanted to get attention from. But my friends, they were getting attention from, more than a few guys, because they fine. Love y'all. Okay, I ain't hating. Well, I was probably hating a little bit back then, but I knew it really had nothing to do with you guys. I always knew that. But the thought used to always come in my head. It used to be like, it's because you're fat. And I used to always find some way to drown out that thought. Like, nah, that's not true. Nah, that's not true. And why do we do that? Excuse me. I thought I have to sneeze. Excuse me. God bless me. God bless. So, yeah. So I used to always find a way to drown out that thought, because even though we know for a fact that this world is not very nice or kind to fat people, there's also another segment of this world that'd be like, no, empowerment. They try to empower people who are overweight, and they always say, oh, it's not how you look on the outside, it's about the inside. Just things like that. Oh, you're a good person on the inside, it's not all about. And even though that is so true, it still takes a deep person of understanding to understand those things. And if you outside and you in these places, different events, most people, I'm not gonna say all people, but a lot of people, not even most, but I'll just say a lot of people in this place, they're not that deep. They're not that deep. They're going to drink, they're going to get high, they're going to hit on girls, they're going to find some boys. Like, this is what they came to do. This is very like shallow, above the surface stuff. These are not things that it takes, it's deep. This is not things that is very like deep, soul fulfilling, understanding, seeking wisdom type of things. You feel me? That is just like a whole nother spectrum. Like, you sitting down to watch this video or any video on YouTube, that's like deep soul searching, stuff like that. Those are things that people get understanding, and they learn not to be as shallow. But when you going out and you go into these places, it's very shallow people. So no matter what this world tells you, oh, it's about the inside, you're beautiful, it's okay, you're beautiful, you're pretty, this and this and that. I'm just talking about men right now because I'm a female. We know, and I've come to know because I've done my research on this, men are visual creatures. Men are visual creatures, and what that means is they gotta like what they see. In order for them to holler at you, they gotta like what they see. And I've been doing Uber. I've been driving. I'm an Uber driver, right? So I've been picking up men, dropping them off at the clubs, bringing them home, stuff like that. And when I do that, I hear the conversations men have about women, and they're not nice at all, and they're not pretty. And men treat me, when I'm in the car, men treat me like I'm not even there, or some of them assume that I'm a guy because, so when I drive at night, they can't really see me, so they assume that I'm a guy, or they just plain out don't care because I'm just an Uber driver here to serve them. And I hear the way they talk about women, and it's bad. It's bad. The other night I picked up some people that it was disgusting, and I was just so disgusted and uncomfortable. But a common theme, I'm not gonna say everything they say, but a common theme about what they say is they always talk about the fat friend in a negative way. It's always the fat friend. Oh, I don't want the fat friend. Why does the fat friend want me? Why is she trying to holler at me? No, I don't want her. I don't want her. No, I don't bring her. Stuff like that. When it comes to like, there's a friend that they actually think is attractive, and they want to chill with her. And then she has a fat friend with her that nobody wants. Or if the fat friend wants one of the guy's like, no, I don't want her. Why did I get stuck with the fat friend? This guy was like, oh, I'm the best looking guy in here. Why do I have to get the fat one? So people don't even want to be like the wingman to the fat girl. Like, they don't want the fat girl at all. They're cool off her. You feel me? And what that goes to show me is those in my party days, in my get together days, the reason I wasn't getting the attention that I wanted was because I was a big girl, and nobody's gonna tell you. Like, you either tell yourself that, and I'm not losing weight to get that attention now. I'm a little bit older now, so that's not my goal. My goal is just to feel better about myself, because I know if I feel better about myself, my whole life is just gonna follow suit, and I'm gonna do productive things that are just gonna push my life forward, take me to the next level. That's my main focus and the vision for my life. But back then, you feel me? Like, I've rarely had anybody tell me like, Tally, you need to lose some weight. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't have taken that well. It would have sent me into a cycle of, just guilt and shame, feeling bad about myself. And then I would just end up like probably eating more, and then eventually just forget about it and just go back to the way I'm living, barely able to do something about it, just carrying it with me in my heart and not taking any action to see any changes. And that would have just made it even harder for me, because if you end up telling somebody something that they're not ready to hear, all it's going to do is hurt them, and they're not even going to have what it takes at that time to make the changes that they need to see to change. So sometimes you're doing them more harm than good, especially if they're not at the point where they feel like they need to change, So you got to be aware of that too. If you're not ready for this video, don't watch it either. But I'm speaking from my experience, and I do want to help people out. Like, people are not going to tell you like, yo, you need to lose weight. Like, if you go around and ask people like, oh, do you think I'm that big? They're going to be like, oh, you're not that big. You're not that big. People will not, you're not that big, you to 300 pounds. Stop it. Don't listen to people. That's one thing. Maybe I did listen to people a little bit, but one time I'm like, no, I want to lose weight for me. I want to be in the best shape for me. I don't want to look at myself and see myself as a big girl anymore. I don't want to see myself as fat anymore. So I got to do what it takes so I can handle that for me. I'm not going around asking nobody's opinion of how big I am. The best thing someone did is, when I lost a lot of weight before COVID, and during COVID, I gained a lot of weight back. And the best thing someone did for me, and it's like, Artalia, are you still in the gym? And this was a guy, and this guy is known to be very direct, and I very much appreciate it. And that's why we do click, you know, in the ways that we do click, because he's very direct person, and I love that. He's like, but even he couldn't be fully direct with it, because obviously that's a tough subject, you feel me? And a lot of people would get offended with it, but I didn't, because like I said, I appreciate stuff like that. But like, are you still in the gym? I said, why you ask that? It's because I look big. And then it took a long time. I had to keep I had to literally pry it out of him. But he eventually said, yeah, you look like you gained some weight. And I did. I had gained a lot of weight. And I'm just so happy he said something, because usually people are not going to say nothing. So if you're out there and you feel like you're overweight by 20, 30 pounds, maybe 100 pounds, 150, 200 pounds, and you're still looking for people to be like, oh, you need to lose weight, it's not going to work out the way you think it is. You feel me? You're just going to be in your pattern of denial, which I was, and you're just going to feel unfulfilled. You're going to feel like you're missing something. And that's what I guess I'm here today to let you know, that stop waiting for other people to check you about it, because people are not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you, oh, you're not that big. You're not that big. You're going to be you 150, you 150, the next day you 175. You're not that big. Next day you 200. You're not that big. Next day you 225. You're not that big. Next day you 250. Oh, I didn't know you 250. You don't even look like you 250. Oh, you wasn't even that big. I remember I showed somebody a picture of me before I started losing weight, and I had this big beer belly gut, and that person like, oh, you wasn't that big. Be quiet, sis. Be quiet, sis. I don't even drink beer, and I had a beer gut, okay? I don't even drink beer like that, and I had a beer gut. And I do like beer sometimes, but I don't even drink beer like that, and I had a beer gut. Leave me alone. Stop it. I was big as hell. You feel me? So people will say you not that big. And no, this person also said, oh, I didn't know you when you were that big. Girl, that was a few months ago. That was more than a few months ago. We knew each other 3-4 months ago. I was really that big. See? So I was that big. This person is looking at me now. They're looking how big I look in the picture, and they're saying, oh, I didn't know you when you was that big. That was just a few months ago, and we did know each other a few months ago. So what is you really saying? I was big as hell a few months ago, and you just didn't tell me. So people are not going to tell you. So it's up to you to look in yourself in the mirror and understand what you need to work on and what you need to change. I'll leave that right there, because I understand how sizzling hot that is. When it comes to hygiene, when it comes to you needing to wash your face, them little crusties in your eye, when it comes to your breath, you feel me? When it comes to your smell, your body smell, people are not going to tell you. And this is I think, if we had a list of the top, let's say 5 things that people are not going to tell anybody about, or not going to speak to them about, it's going to be hygiene. Anything hygiene related. And hygiene could probably be easily number 2. I can't really think about the top number 1 thing that someone would not tell anybody about, but hygiene could be the number 1 thing. Hygiene could be the number 1 thing that people are not going to talk to you about. But it is at least top 2. You feel me? So when someone, their body odor is given, and it's not given in the right way, it's off, and it smells, People are going to talk about you behind your back, but they're not going to tell you. If you have bad breath, people are going to talk about you behind your back, and they're not going to tell you. And granted, we could all have been at one point in our life guilty of body odor, guilty of breath smelling, guilty of having crusties in your eye, anything hygiene. You feel me? We could have all been guilty about it, and someone not telling us that so myself included, like, we can't exclude nobody from this. We could have all been guilty of it, because a lot of times you can't even, like, can you even smell your breath? So you don't even know. But the only thing we have to do is make sure we're taking the best care of ourselves that we can, the best possible care of ourselves, because people are not going to tell you unless you have a family. Even sometimes family doesn't tell family, you know that, right? But if you have a trusted friend or family member that you could ask, does my breath stink, like blow into their face, you feel me? If you have someone like that, that's great for you. Utilize that person and tell them, like, you have to let me know straight up. You have to let me know, because people are not going to tell you. I'm telling you, I've been around so many people, and I'm very conscious of bad breath. Like, that I hate bad breath, and I would hate it if I had bad breath. So if you know me out there and I have bad breath, tell me. But yeah, and remember how Kim Kardashian said she could smell if people have cavities? Look it up if you don't know. Kim Kardashian said she smells when people have cavities, or she knows when people have cavities. Y'all was looking at her crazy. I can smell when people have cavities too. I know when people have cavities. She thinks that's a gift, but I know how cavities smell like. And cavities, it doesn't have to be that stank. Like, someone could have a cavity in their mouth, and their breath usually smells like a mixture of saliva and your personal smell. And then when you get smelly on top of it, that's like, whatever bacteria. But cavities, even though it does have promote bacteria in your mouth as well, it can get to the point where it really does smell a lot. But at first, it's not going to smell a lot, and I can smell when someone have cavities. So when we talk about bad breath, there's some people that it's not only because they're not brushing their teeth properly, but it's because that they've never been to a dentist in their life. They've never been to a dentist in their life, or they haven't been to a dentist recently, and that cavity and that the bacteria is building up in their mouth or in your mouth, and your breath is just permanently smell. And I've encountered many people like that, and even myself, it's like I couldn't tell them. Because why? Because hygiene is the top thing that people do not want to tell people about, and it's embarrassing for the both of us. But of course, more embarrassing for the person who you have to tell, and that person just goes throughout their life, and people just know them for the person with bad body odor, the person with bad hygiene, the person with crusties in their eye, like little crusty things, or the person with bad breath. And that's so unfortunate. So if you're friends with somebody, you should be able to tell them that. I'll put that out there. There's one time I wasn't friends with somebody. In fact, that person, we didn't even like each other that much for different issues. But I promise you, when I and like I said, I get in trouble sometimes for my honesty. So I think I was about 18, 19, 20, 18, 19, 20, one of those ones, 18, 19, 20, 21. And this one young lady at my job, I think it went around that she had to have some like sweat ducts removed from under her arms, because it was like an overactive situation. So it was definitely a medical situation. That's what someone told me. But everybody at the job was smelling her. And I hope she don't watch this video, because she gonna know who I'm talking about. She gonna know I'm talking about her. But I don't think she gonna watch this video, because like I said, we's not cool. But I don't have no issues with her, but we not cool. But yeah, as I was saying, like everybody at the job smelled it. Everybody at the job smelled it. And of course, when people smell it for too long, they're gonna start talking about you. And I'm like, oh my God, what is that smell? even me, I was talking about it. Listen, I was young and I was immature, so of course me, I'm like, oh my God, because I work very closely with her. I'm like, oh my God, I'm very sensitive to bad smells. I'm very sensitive. I hate it. I hate having to smell bad breath, bad body odor. So that's a thing. And there's this one kid who, not a kid, he was a grown man, and I'm like, dang, you smell that? And he's like, yeah, it smells like taco meat. That's what he said. And when he said that, I was like, oh my God. Like he said, like taco meat, taco seasoning. That's how she smelled. And I'm like, I did laugh. Again, I was young, so don't crucify me. All right. And then I said, I wasn't cool with her that much, but her like very close friend who was actually the godmother to her child, I said, let me just tell her so she could tell her. So I don't know, maybe I went about it wrong. I'm willing to admit that. But like I said, I was trying to help because the smell was bad. And the thing is, the guy who said it smelled like taco seasoning, the girl, she already came into the room and been left out of the other side of the room. And this man had came in and he's standing right next to me. But there's like, she already been left down, all the way down to the other side of the room. Because there was 2 entryways to the location we were at. And she been already left and he already smelled it. He still smelled it. So that's how far of a reach that smell was having. You feel me? It was crazy. It wasn't a bad smell, but it was a bad smell, but it was smelling like tacos. It really, I understand exactly what he was saying when he said it smelled like taco seasoning. That's definitely what it smelled like. Just real musky. So I thought it was a wise thing, which I take it back now. It wasn't, to go and tell her really close friend, like, listen, there's a real issue. And I'm thinking that they would understand, because the thing is, I know y'all close. And I know that if I tell you this, you're going to go and tell her. So I don't understand why sis got mad at me, because I wasn't talking about you behind your back. Oh God, I remember the text message we had, very me. But I wasn't talking about her behind her back, because I want to go tell somebody who was her trusted associate that I knew would relay the message. So I wanted the message to be relayed. But I guess the way it relayed, it wasn't good. Sis ended up texting me like angry. Like I said, people get real angry, cussing me out, saying a whole bunch of things about me, like going off subject about a whole bunch of things. Because like I said, we weren't cool in the first place. So I guess that was a part of the reason why she decided to go off on me. But she went off on me like crazy. And then it got to the point, and I am ashamed of this, but it did get to the point where I got mad at her back, and I was like, listen, you stink. I'm sorry I said that on camera, but listen, I did say it, and the only reason it went that far because sis was she was getting on me crazy, and I'm like, yo, I was just trying to do something good. I was trying to do a good deed, and she twisted it and made it so disgusting, so nasty, and I just got mad too for the way she was coming at me, so I just went in on her too. So I'm ashamed of that. I shouldn't have did it like that, and I should, in the future, I go about it different ways. It always ends up bad though. It does end up bad. So make sure you're prepared for someone's reaction to it too, because then I didn't tell anybody about anything for a long time, until like maybe a couple years ago. I told a male friend that, and this male friend, the odor was bad. It was bad, and the odor smelled like a mixture of not taking good enough showers mixed with wearing clothes too much without laundering them. And so you're not bathing yourself well enough, and then you're wearing the same clothes over and over again. It was bad. And I'm not trying to even be funny with you guys. It was bad. And it took me a while, because we were, dang, if I say the issue, someone could know who it is. But, we like me, him, and us and people, we were hanging out, So when we're hanging out, especially if it's after work and people in their work clothes, you feel me? Like, you, not only that's going on, but you're working all day on top of that. Like, it's bad. So I opened up and I was able to say that to him. I'm like, listen, it smells, there is a, you feel me? And there is an issue. That's what I told him. And then, to be honest, we never really talked ever since then. And I just be thinking I'm doing a good deed but I guess it just doesn't come out the way, it doesn't come off the way they expect, or people just don't want to hear it from me. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy. And if I could tell you that right now, then it's gonna protect you in the future. Because what people don't realize is doors could close on you, because doors could close and you could lose opportunities for your hygiene if it's that strong that it's affecting other people. And I'm gonna say this again, I'm not excluded from this. Hygiene is something that all of us always gotta continuously, on a consistent basis, pay attention to, or it could get out of hand quick. So that's me too. So I like to pay attention to mine, like as best as I can, on a new level, even lately. You feel me? With the skincare that I be doing and everything, with the vitamins I be taking, I'm trying to go to the next level in hygiene, basically. Because there's always another level. You feel me? Some people brush their teeth once a day. Some people brush their teeth twice a day. Some people could brush their teeth 3 times a day. Where you at? I'm sorry, guys. I just got home from a trip, so I'm a little, I gotta settle. But yeah, it's a deep thing. And we just gotta work on it. Another thing is, like, I'm someone who is overcoming, like, kind of like social anxiety, public speaking. So let's say I go up there at church several times. I'm doing a little practice run through of some kind of sermon I want to give, some kind of speech. If I'm doing that, let's say if I'm so nervous, it just messes up my message. I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sounding crazy. You feel me? All of that. Let's say that happened. When you get off stage, and this has happened with other people, so I know it's happening to me. But when you get off stage, people are going to be like, you did such a good job. They're clapping for you. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And that's one of the things I seriously hate. That's one of the top things. Don't tell me I'm good, I did a good job, when I really sucked. Because I really need to get better, and I need someone to be honest with me. But if you're looking for that, a lot of times you really got to look for it within yourself. You got to be honest with yourself, and you always got to strive and prepare and do the best you can do for you, and then it'll get better. Because if you're looking for someone to really sit you down and have an honest conversation with you, I believe 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen. Most people are going to be like, oh, you did good. And they're either gonna talk about you later, or in their head they're gonna know that, listen, you did not do a good job, but hey, that's it. And they're just gonna forget about you, and you'll be the person who mediocre, doesn't do a good job. No one wants to listen to you. You suck. But you just have to take that and use it to empower you to just do better. Take yourself to the next level in any area you need to take yourself to. When it comes to your appearance, how you dress, your hairstyle, stuff like that, that's another thing that could easily come to me. Because I go through phases of not caring or not putting in enough effort. And when I see other people putting in enough effort, it makes me feel some type of way, and it makes me want to put in more effort. But yeah, even in that, the way you dress, the way you wear your hair, the way you don't dress, the way you don't wear your hair, people are not going to tell you, like, you need to upgrade yourself in this way and that way. They're not going to tell you. You're just going to be known for how you present yourself, and that's not nobody else's fault. That's our fault, okay? And so I'll just leave that right there, So if you feel like you could make upgrades to the way that you present yourself, by all means, I'm doing the same. Trust me. And when it comes to your achievements in life, everybody's achievement success ladder looks different. But if you're 50 years old and you have nothing to show for it, like no degree, no kind of business, because you don't only have to have a degree, you can have like a good business going. Like if you're 50, let's say you're 40 years old, 50 years old, I'm just gonna say those ages, and you have nothing to show for it, it's not many people who are gonna be like, listen, I feel like you could be doing so much more with yourself. You have so much potential, you have so much gift, you have so much talent. I think that you should take your life to the next level. Like if you're waiting for someone to say that, they're not gonna say that. And 9.9 times out of 10, if you have to wait for someone to say that, you're not motivated enough to get it done anyway. So for them to say that to you is just gonna be toxic, because they're just gonna make you feel some some type of way about something that you're not willing to change. So you're just gonna have to you're gonna stick with it. It's gonna stick to your mind and your heart for a couple days or a week, a couple weeks, maybe forever. And that's gonna just be sticking to you, and it's gonna make you feel bad about yourself. And some people, they do have what it takes to get up and make those changes, but a lot of other people don't. So it's just gonna like wreak havoc on their minds, you know? It's gonna wreak havoc on their mind for a long time, just make them feel insecure. All right. And I know everybody's hoping that that feeling will be some type of motivator, but a lot of the times it's not a motivator. You feel me? So you have to figure out, you got to figure it out for you. Where should you be? What should you be working on? What do you need to do to take yourself to the next level? Because if you look at your accomplishments and the thing is, you could look at your accomplishments and you could see not enough, but to someone else, it could be some great accomplishments. You feel me? Like a lot of times people look at being a wife or the mother, people who with no understanding, people look at those being a wife and a mother like as it's not an accomplishment, but to a woman who's probably like CEO, multi-million-dollar company, making millions, millionaire, 100,000-aire, even her, if she have a level of understanding, or maybe she just wants a family, she could look at you as you have everything. So you got to put that in perspective too. You know, if you just have kids and a husband, or just kids, or just a husband, like a woman like that could be who have this, you know, she lives a very comfortable life. Maybe you don't, but she lives a comfortable life. She could be looking at you like she's single. She don't got no man. She don't got no children, but she looking at you married with kids, or just married, or just have kids. And she's hating on you because you have, and she looks at that as an accomplishment, or she admires you for it. So you got to also put that in consideration so you don't go too hard on yourself. But honestly, we all feel like there's a level of accomplishment that we want in life outside of, you know, family, I guess, and friends. So for that, you know, you just got to decide, what are you happy with? What level are you happy with? What level of success? Not everybody wants to be a millionaire with all that responsibility. Not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur working for themselves. Not everybody wants the same things, and that's okay. So you got to do the things that make you feel good about yourself. So if you ever have to let people know, like, you know, what you do, or, you know, how you bring purpose to this world, you can be proud of that. And that's really what it is. It's about you being proud of that. But if you know you're not doing enough, don't expect anybody to tell you. All right. Besides maybe your family, you know, and sometimes we discount what family says. We don't take their opinion seriously because we're too familiar with them. So yeah, but that's what I wanted to tell you guys today. Sorry this video is so long, but it's actually been, I wrote it down. It's been on my mind for a little bit to talk to you guys about. Nobody's going to tell you the truth. And it really started with just me looking at me thinking like, yo, when I was big as hell, that's what I call it. Not for you, just for me. When I was big, people wasn't going to tell you like, you're really overweight, you have to lose weight. This is why, you know, you're not getting attention. This is why, you know, this and that. Like, they're not going to tell you. You're not looking good. You're wearing that outfit. You're not looking really good, but they're not going to tell you. They're just going to let you wear unflattering things, you know, and it's not up to them. It's not really up to them too to tell you. It's up to you to look at yourself in the mirror and be able to be real with yourself, because this world actually is lacking in realness. It's lacking in honesty. It's lacking in people being able to be real with themselves. People always want to be real with you. Like, you're watching this video and maybe you could be offended with everything I'm saying, so you want to give me a piece of your mind and you just want to check me and read me from left to right about what you don't like for me, about me, and you don't like my hair, and you don't like my lashes, and you don't like my makeup, and you don't like my nails, and you don't like my body, this and that. You probably want to read me from head to toe just for just being honest and just bringing an issue, looking at it objectively. You feel me? Just not know, I'm not just trying to help people out. You want to read me, but people always want to read other people, but they have, and it's no shortage of people reading other people and commenting on how other people look. There's no shortage of that, but there's a shortage of people looking in the mirror and being real about themselves, about how they look, about their goals, what they want to accomplish. There's a big shortage of that, and I suspect that is the reason why we have a problem with other people looking at other people and not enough people looking in at themselves and within their own selves. So, and seeing what they need to change and improve. You feel me? So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say, guys. I hope you guys take this the wrong way. Please don't take it a bad way. I'm just here to help. That's all I am. And, you know, it's just like, if it applies, cool. If it doesn't, let it fly. Love you guys. See you later.